So, the Samsung SA comes bundled with these earphones, tuned by AKG. So, are these any good? Can it compete with other earphones out there? Let's find out. Hey guys, this is Salim, and this is my full review of the Samsung earphones tuned by AKG. Let's get started. So, right off the bat, these are not AKG earphones. These are normal Samsung earphones with a design overhaul and are tuned by AKG. Why AKG? Because Samsung recently took over Harman Kardon Audio. They are black in color and they are priced $99 on their website. That's approximately 6,700 Indian rupees. Now, let's come to the specifics one by one. The build quality. To be short, the build quality is great. They're made of rubber and plastic and can take on some knocks without getting any damage. Hell, they even got washed in my washing machine and they are working perfectly. The design of the cable is quite unique in my opinion. The top half is made up of rubber and the bottom is made up of a braided fabric. Though I'd like the whole earphone cable to be made of this braided fabric, but this will do. This design helps a lot in minimizing microphonics, and due to this hybrid kind of design, it doesn't get tangled that much that often. Let's look at the buds themselves. The design of the buds is quite unique. If you look them from far away, these are normal IEMs, but if you look closer, the base of the buds is that of a normal earbud like these ones, and they have AKG branding on the back of the earbuds, and the tips are that of an IEM. The ear tips are pointing at some weird angle, which we don't see in other IEMs out there. Moving down, the inline controls. So we have a button to play pause music, skip to the next track, go back to the previous track, answer end calls. And we have a volume up button, which it increases the volume, and a volume down button, and it decreases the volume. And this inline control works in almost every Android device out there. Moving down further, we have the 3.5mm jack, because guess what? The Samsung Galaxy S8 does have a headphone jack. Okay, now jokes aside, the 3.5mm jack is a straight plug and has Samsung branding on top of it. Okay, the build is great. What about comfort? So this is a tricky one, as at first, when I put this on my ears, I just thought they would just fall off. But fast forward a month, I found them to be very comfortable. Though I know comfortability is solely dependent on a person's ears. So if you want to get more comfort out of these, I recommend using some cheap phone tips or Comply phone tips. Link of that will be in the description below. Let's look at one more aspect, that's noise isolation. They're great in noise isolation if you're sitting in a medium to non-crowded area. Otherwise, they are not so good in isolation. Don't get me wrong, they block out a lot of noise, but not that much as I would like it to. This is because of the unique design, which I personally like. So, if you're in a bus or a metro, or you are working in an office, which accounts to I guess most of a day, you won't have any noise isolation issues. But if you're on the road and you're wearing these, just put them out of your ear, roll them up, put it in a pocket. You should not wear IEMs while on road. You can get in some serious accidents using IEMs. I have seen that. Coming to the weight, they're actually very light. You just put them on your ears and after 1 or 2 minutes, you'll just forget that they are in your ears. They are that light. Now, before going to audio quality, let's look at one more aspect, that's noise leakage. They do not leak much sound. So your colleagues sitting across you won't hear any audible noise leakages unless you crank the volume up to max. Now, the showstopper. Audio quality. So to cut all the bullshit aside, with a name like AKG associated with these earphones, I expected great audio quality, and these did not disappoint. Right off the bat, these are dual dynamic driver earphones. That is, they have two dynamic drivers in each ear. One is 11mm in size and the other one is 8mm in size. Now let's come to the lows first. If you're a bass head, these are not for you. Yeah, there is a solid low end, but it's not very detailed. You won't get that when you hear to bass heavy music. Coming to the mids, the sound clarity is okay. There's a slight push to the mids, but it's still very detailed. I was able to listen to the artist take breaths while singing, and man, it feels awesome. It's like you're in the same room if they're singing, and they're singing directly in your ears. Now, I have said this in each of my earphone review earlier, but it's present here also. Though it's not as prominent as the KZ earphones, but they are present here. Coming to the highs were okay. They lacked a bit of detail. They sounded a bit dull to my taste. To compare it with other earphones out there like the ZS5, which has bright highs, comparing to that, they are pretty dull in my opinion. I know this dullness may lead to earphones not getting too harsh at high tones, but a slight push to the highs would have been appreciated a lot. One more thing is soundstage. The sound stage is great comparing to other bundled earphones out there. So as you know, I like my KG earphones a lot. But these are not KG earphones. These are bundled ones. And considering that they are bundled, they are very good. But will I spend $99 or should you spend $99 to get one of these if they get damaged? The answer is no, you should not do that. In my case, I would just buy some cheap KG earphones or Sound Magic ones and save the rest of the money. Hell, I would take that money and invest in Bitcoin and earn some profit. Do note that sound is the most subjective topic. What may sound good to me may not sound good to you at all. In terms of audio, I use 320 kbps MP3 files as well as FLAC files. So this was my full review of the Samsung S8 earphones tuned by AKG. So thanks a lot for watching. This is Salim and I'm signing out.